Okay, so this is Zayna. We're at a venue that I haven't been before, and on this side of the ring, kind of you can't really visually see it from here, but they have agility going on. Zayna's never competed in agility when she was very young. I want to say like puppy up to maybe at most year and a half. She just trained a little bit when I took my other dog. I really didn't have any intention of doing it with her, but she did also come. I was trialing the other dog at the time, so she came to trials and she always found it like super stimulating. But she was young, so I wasn't worried about it. She has literally not been around agility since then. She's almost 8. I get here and walk in the building. She hears the teeter hit the ground. That's it. She's mentally gone. Like, she was so fixated. It was a struggle just to get her to do, like, literally anything at all the day before. I tried everything I possibly could. Nothing worked. She worked, but it was, we were just doing a little training. It was terrible because she did not want to, that when she gets very focused like that on something, that's just who she is. So I said, all right, well, the next day, hopefully it'll be better. So this was Friday. She was trying very hard to give me attention, but I could see in her face she was very conflicted outside the ring. So I went into the ring. She did the first whatever number of exercises. Fine. Now we're going to transition over to command discrimination. I'm going to lower the volume here a little bit. All right, so moving in a circle just to try and get some motion and to get her back and focused. I can see, you can't see it here, but I can see on her face that she is like looking at me, but it's an effort. Her brain is over here because I'm sure she can hear the agility from there. So I set her up. I can see on her face. She's basically like looking at me like get on with it so that so that I can be done with this. So she didn't respond initially to her pre-cue, which means she wasn't 100% with me. So I asked for it again. She came and she did her bouncing. But this is a dog that can do certain things and not be there 100%. I could see it in her face, but there's nothing I can do. So I'm just going to rely on my training and act like nothing's going on. So she gave me a really cute stand. And this is the last dog in the... So see, I can hear the dogs barking back there from agility. So as soon as I walk away, she's highly trained. She's not looking away per se, but as soon as I turn around to give her the sit, I can tell she's thinking about see, her sit's not as snappy as usual. She's thinking about agility. So she's looking at me. When I turn around and look at her, it's a shame, like you can't really see it here. She's kind of like turning her head slightly to the right, like as if, because she's like, oh God, I know I'm not supposed to be paying attention to agility, but she still is. I see it on her face. So I give her the back down. She doesn't do it. I immediately give her another back down like nothing happened. And I proceed on like as if nothing happened. Now, in that moment, was I a little annoyed and frustrated? Yeah. But the reality is she is who she is. She's doing the best she can. This was unexpected. It wasn't planned. It was a regional. I was like, oh, this is going to be a rough weekend. However, if I got mad at her there, or if I told her you're wrong, or did anything, or let her hang, or did anything out of the ordinary, all it's going to do with this dog is get her more stressed out. And then she's going to struggle moving forward in other classes. And it's just not worth it, right? So at this point, she blew it. It is what it is. Onward and upward. So I'm going to go back to her like nothing happened. Now, I know a lot of people would argue with that. I should have corrected her. I should have told her it was wrong, whatever. That is not going to work for this dog. It's just not. And, I'm choosing, so I tell her it was good, like as if she was right, and then we move on. And so the rest of her work is just fine because I didn't make a big deal out of it. Now, I can also argue that there is currently a hole in my training, not because of agility or that I really didn't think it was going to be a problem. But a week or two ago, I went to a store because I've been taking Zesty to stores, and I was like, oh, let me do a little work with her. And she was super naughty. I turn around, she's sniffing like the bag of dog food near her. Then I moved her, a person walked by, turn around, she's sniffing the person as they walk by. So clearly there was a hole in my distance attention. And quite frankly, this shows that I didn't get enough of it in before this trial. So ultimately, this is my responsibility. Now, if I'm ever going to go anywhere where there's going to be agility, which is it's not typical at all, then I will either reconsider bringing her, or I'm going to have to go to some local agility trials, or maybe an instructor at a local class would let me come, and I could train her and see if I can work her through it, or if that is just too powerful for her. So anyway, it was kind of interesting, not ideal, but interesting that after all these years, it triggered such a strong response in her. So it just goes to show it's, that is incredibly meaningful to her. And it's a bit of a challenge. So someone said to me, well, why don't you just do agility with her then instead of obedience? I don't do agility. I don't really like it. I just don't. I never did. However, even when I was training her in agility, yes, she loved it, but oh boy, was she naughty, because she wanted to do agility her way, which was very unsafe, like, leaping, taking a flying leap halfway down a running contact, which she thought was the most fun thing in the planet, trying to run me over if I got in her way, etc. So we would have had a fair number of challenges in that sport as well. I just think that dogs are what they are, and we just do the best we can with them.